Hello, Achieve Virtual Education Academy teachers. Welcome to another wonderful week. We are closing up for the school year. Can't believe it's 3 full weeks in already. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. So, congratulations. We're moving right along. We've got one more full week of August and then a split week, and we're into September and Labor Day. It's crazy. It's just amazing how fast, to me at least, anyway, the school year is going. So, with that, if you're wondering, hey, do I have students? Or it came up this week with some of the new processes that are taking place. It's evident you're not getting the emails like you used to, and you're not going to. If you were in summer school, you probably know this. If you're not, if you didn't teach summer school or have summer school students, you wouldn't necessarily know. But Genius used to be nice and send out automated emails every time we placed a kid to students and teachers. Well, Skyward doesn't do that. The students do receive notification, and on that notification email is the instructions I believe I linked to in last week's weekly update. But the teachers are not seeing that. So if you're wondering, if you have kids, I received a couple emails from teachers. Check with me, but stay up to date on your Skyward rosters. And then worst case, what my office, now that we're having to kind of monitor teacher numbers, as we get close to a full teacher, and I'm going to need to pull you in for students within the next coming week or so, we're going to try to start remembering to email you that, hey, you're going to start getting kids soon, so start checking your rosters. So just kind of an FYI on that. Again, a process we didn't really think about and didn't have an answer for, at least initially. Now we kind of do, but I'm not saying the ball won't get dropped once in a while. So it's as a safety check. Check your rosters in Skyward for periodically. The three you're kind of going to see potentially from us are going to be BDE classes, obviously Achieve classes, but with some of the changes to the Ben Davis Extended Day Lab and how we're operating, we're utilizing Achieve teachers for that. But instead of scheduling the kids twice, where you would have two classes, you're just getting, say, the BDE version, so you might see that. And then Learning Center. So some of you have Ben Davis High School Learning Center kids. Again, they are your Achieve kids, but they are showing up for you it'll say BDH LHC. So you could potentially have three different course types to progress through and grade and that kind of thing. So just kind of an FYI, we're working on ways to merge those and everything else that's fun and exciting. But again, we lived through this in a big summer school, but we didn't live through it with all the dynamics of operating with all the other schools at the same time, where Skyward is, every teacher has courses in its learning now that are generated out of Skyward. So it's we're learning as we go here, and we'll get through it. But check your rosters. You might have kids that you don't know about, and they may be getting grumpy that grading or feedback isn't taking place. So just a heads up. Don't forget to set up your classes. So once you get in, it's like My Big Campus. There's a couple clicks you got to make to move your template content into your new semester's courses, the shells. You don't have to assign all the assignments like you used to in My Big Campus, so that's the plus, but you do need to move the content over. That way, if you make any updates, make sure you're making them to the template. Make sure they're getting kind of overlooked. If you're making major changes by Michelle, fixing a question here and there in a YouTube video is probably not a big thing, but if you're deleting full assignments or deleting units and that kind of thing, please talk with Michelle on that. As we do with the oversight of CIA for our own school district, we do have to maintain a specific set curriculum that is present in your classes. Also, don't forget to set the gradebook where students can view it. It'll appear as if no grading is getting done and the kid has no idea what's going on if that grade book's not accessible by them. So I think there's see Michelle, or in our teacher workroom, there's instructions for that. But it's just like a click here and then you hit save. So make sure your grade book is accessible or viewable by your students. They're still coming. I had a question the other day. Hey, I've only got 25 kids. I was expecting, anywhere between 30 and 40. Kind of what's going on. Well, the applications are still coming in. We'll take them for about another 3.5 weeks. Almost a total of 4 weeks from today. We'll still continue to take applications. We had 10 come through this morning, or through last night to this morning. It was by far the busiest day this week. We had one or two trickling in earlier every day this week, but Thursday all of a sudden we had 10. Every Monday I walk into about 10. So they're still coming. Some are still leaving, but many are still coming. Also keep in mind, without the records, we don't put kids in, we don't drop them into classes. We don't take their word on what they need. And so Claudia's got a lot of students we just don't even have their records yet from. So we have some we know we're getting, we're counting them in our number, but they're not in classes yet. So we got a long way to go before, we're kind of done, and we're still placing a lot of kids. Last year we were at 210 full-time students plus another, throughout the semester up to 200 to 300 part-timers. So they're still coming, so bear with us. Professional development, don't forget, this year is a lot different. We're not doing the monthly meeting. We may in the spring. If this fall is a complete fail, we might pull you back and kind of re-norm and talk about this year's PD plan and how we can help progress it. But don't forget, it's on you. You earn PGPs based off the menu of items you participate in or lead and that kind of thing. So I strongly encourage you. I know in the frantic beginning of the school year, it's tough to think about. But as you settle in into September, start thinking about what you're going to do for your professional development to achieve virtual. As a school, it is obviously a requirement that we continue to work towards growing, and professional development is a big piece of that, and it has to make sense with the school improvement plan, which for us is that feedback and communication piece. Don't forget to continue to reach out to your kids and give them feedback. That ties into for us, the student achievement plan for a graduation rate, and then language arts and math ECA scores. So if you're in one of those core content areas, be sure to really focus on helping give the kids positive feedback that they need in order to grow and continue to improve. Blocked YouTube videos. You can't see the kids in Skyward, or you can't see them in the hub. The kids can't see their grade book. I'm trying to think of some of the other issues that popped up. But if, issues pop up, again, we're all doing this for the first time as a school for a school year. So we're all learning kind of on the fly a little bit, and it's okay. We will get through it. And honestly, it's been more efficient, than I thought it'd be. And we're getting through it pretty well for the most part, but I also understand that as an issue pops up, it's very frustrating when you're trying to be ultra efficient with all the things you're balancing. So bear with us, but certainly when an issue arises or you can't do something, notify our office or Michelle ASAP so we can get back with you as quickly as possible to get it resolved and show you how to resolve it should it happen again. We want to build capacity here, not just fix it for you and move on if it's something that you can take care of. Ultimately, the most efficient way is if a problem comes to you that you know how to fix and you fix it quickly, than putting a bunch of middlemen together and having it resolved that way. So certainly know it's a busy time of year, and we are moving towards smoother waters here, especially as we kind of get to the end of enrollment. But for the most part, it's actually, from my perspective, we've progressed pretty well. So keep it up, keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you're making those phone calls, texts, or emails, or however you communicate with your kids, and keep pushing. But let our office know of issues, or Michelle or Scott. More rain. It looks like more rain this weekend, so maybe I'll get out some yard work. But regardless, have a great weekend. Next week I will see you again, and hopefully you're getting a lot out of your Achieve kids so far. Have a great weekend.